Hello everyone and welcome to this video where I discuss about my idea of a Paper Mario game. So I'll be posting videos discussing each chapter and I'll be starting with chapter 1 titled Wiggler at War. So just to make to give an overview of my idea is that so Mario sets off on an adventure where he has to collect seven sealed stars. So he has to collect these in order to seal off an evil or a portal to the Shadow Realm. So anyways, for chapter 1, I'm gonna go through it right now. So yeah, like I said, the first chapter is called Wigglers at War. Mario starts off in this forest area. So anyways, I'm gonna talk about my idea of this area right now. So Mario starts off in this forest area and he sees a huge tree. Once entering the tree, he realizes that this is the home of the Wigglers. He gets information that the sealed star is with the king of this area. However, the king is not in a mood right now because he's not in the mood for discussion because his son, which is a prince, is being held captive by he is actually ambushed by their arch rivals, the Wartolas, which are basically spiders. So he commands his army of soldiers to go to the Wiggler's garden where he is being held captive, and to fight off the spiders, the Wartolas. So Mario, hearing this, he decides to go help just to save the prince, and so the king can be in a good mood and reward him with the sealed star. So before I continue with the story, just let me introduce you to the characters. So you can see that the blue Wiggler or the Flutter is the king, while the red one is the queen, and their son, the prince that is being held captive, is the purple one. So you have to rescue the purple one. And the Wiggler army I'm talking about, or the Wiggler soldiers, are the one on the bottom. The king sends an army of these to fight off the Wartolas. However, before he could help out, the leader or the one who is commanding the army stops Mario and prevents him from helping because he thinks he's an intruder or he's gonna mess up their plans. So Mario first has to fight this Wiggler and this Wiggler soldier. So this Wiggler soldier has an HP of 12, attack of 3 and defense of 1. So the gist of this, or the gimmick, is that when he's below half health, he'll become red and become more powerful, dealing at the damage of 5. He can also attack Mario or his partner with the spear. He won't be too difficult of a mini-boss, but yeah, he's the first mini-boss we're gonna fight, or one of the first. So after fighting off the soldier Wiggler, you're gonna take on the spiders called the Witchulas, so not Wartolas, Witchulas. So they have an HP of 4, attack is 3 and defense of 0. They can poison you, so you have to be careful. And so you take them on just to help the prince, and after helping the prince, you decide to go back to the tree in their home base and to talk to the king. So once you bring back the prince, the purple Flutter, like I mentioned, back to their home with the tree, you hear news that the king has been kidnapped by the Witchulas. So at the end you realize that this is that it was a distraction. The prince getting kidnapped was a distraction, so the soldiers would be set off and leave the king unprotected. So hearing this, you decide to help the Wigglers and rescue their king, the blue Flutter, from the Witchulas. And when the prince hears that, he decides to join your party. So he's a party member, the prince. He acts like Perry Carey from the first game. He can carry you around and attack like Perry Carey. Some of the new moves he can learn is like creating a cocoon over Mario or like around Mario, just as a shield, like Cooper from the Thousand Year Door. So Mario and the prince decide to infiltrate the Witchula's home base, which is this cocoon area. So the gimmick of this dungeon is that multiple Wigglers have been kidnapped and Mario has to rescue them all. Upon rescuing them, they actually help him. I'll help Mario get to the boss room, where the king is being held captive by the queen of the Witchulas, their queen, the queen of the spiders. So yeah, you have to help all the Wigglers so they can like create a bridge or like help Mario get cross over the gap that will take them that will take Mario and the prince to the boss room where the king is being held captive. And while doing so, the soldier Wigglers that you freed will actually like fight off the Witchulas, like an army of Witchulas. Some enemies Mario is gonna encounter in this area are the Witchulas and these Ant Troopers. You've got Helmet Ant Troopers are normal ones. They have an HP of 3, attack of 2, and the Helmet one has a defense of 1. Other enemies you're gonna encounter are the cocoons of the Witchula. They have 0 attack, but if you don't break them in time, a Witchula is gonna come out of the cocoon, and you have to fight the Witchula. So upon making it to the boss room, you realize that there's a huge cocoon, and there's also a cocoon that is in a spider web in the background, as you can see there. Upon entering the room, he'll hear that there are noises coming from the cocoon in the background. So Mario realizes that the king is held inside that cocoon. So, but before he can rescue the prince, or the king, sorry, 2 Witchulas come and attack Mario. So Mario now has to fight off the Witchulas and the cocoon. So upon defeating the Witchulas and breaking off the cocoon, the queen is revealed. So now Mario has to fight off the Queen Witchula, and save the king, who is in the background right now. As you can see that he is trapped. So the royal cocoon is the cocoon where the queen is inside. You have to break it to fight the queen itself. So it has an HP of 6 and defense of 1. After breaking the cocoon, you're gonna fight the queen itself, Queen Witchula, which has an HP of 25 and attack of 4 and defense of 0. So while fighting off the queen, a bunch of Witchulas are gonna attack you, are gonna try to defend the queen and build up the cocoon again. So you have to prevent that by defeating the Witchulas and destroying the cocoon if it's rebuilt. So some of our attacks include like either attacking you with a damage of 4, or attacking you and your partner with an attack of 3. She can also poison you as well, so you have to be careful of that. She also can't be hit by the hammer since she's actually on the webs like above the ground. So yeah, this is my idea of chapter 1 of my like Paper Mario game. After defeating the queen or rescuing the king, you go back to their home base. The king thanks you. You rescue the king thanks you and gives you the seal star. So yeah, at the end you defeat the queen, you help the Wigglers, and you gain a partner, which is the Prince Purple Flutter. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. I'll try to make more chapter 2, 3 and 4 and so on. Thank you for watching.